So if you want to prevent what happened to us and not lose the money, if you get a sale like this on any site that you are selling on here in the United States, you need to cancel it because it's going to cost you if you try to ship it. Hey, it's Don. Today I wanted to talk about something that actually cost us money. Money we will never be able to get back that I can see any way out there. And it's something that wasn't necessarily caused by the site that we're selling on. In this case, this is an eBay sale going to Japan. It's a Carhartt antique button in the shape of a heart. Something unique, a decent item in the whole works. Well, there's a problem with this sale here, and it could have easily been stopped and caught on eBay, or if it happens on other sites, on the other platforms as well, but I haven't seen it on another site. I don't know what their rules are for signing up with an account. Well, this was returned to me from the US Customs Office, and it was returned to me for a very minor issue, something in the past which would have never have caused anything, any harm or nothing, and would have still continued to its destination. One thing you need to know, and you need to be completely serious on canceling, are any sales where the person's name or any other information on there is not in Roman letters or Arabic numbers. Now, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this. I'm trying to cover up the person's personal information, but I wrote the person's name on there as well and taped over it, because I realized that after someone else printed our labels for the day, I was putting labels on packages, and I realized that one of them has the name of the person completely in Japanese letters, text, whatever characters, whatever you'd like to call them. And that's no good anymore at all. With China, it's been that way for a while. They've been very strict on the China items going over to China, and we've pretty much eliminated, cut that all out, haven't had any issues. Well, Japan, I actually contacted the person, and we got his name and the whole works and put it on here, and it still wasn't good enough. The only thing on here that's wrong, the only thing on this entire label that was written Japanese is the name, which I rewrote in Roman letters right next to it and then taped over it, and that, again, as I said, is still not enough to warrant it still being able to be delivered. Everything else on there was correct. The information, the tariff codes, everything was correct. Nothing else is wrong but that. Now, at this point, it's already went out. I cannot use this label again. I can't cross anything out on it. I can't put a sticker over it or anything else like that. It's the way it was printed is the issue. Now, eBay just let it go through. I don't know who to blame or how to even suggest them fixing the issue. But if it happens, again, I have to cancel the sale. I cannot ship it out. I can't write it on there in a pen. In the past, they wouldn't say anything if you wrote it on a pen. Maybe because I didn't scratch it out, but it's already been returned once. I'm not going to take the hit on it and try it again, especially since it's been flagged by the US Customs Office. So, and this is for any site out there. This has nothing to do with the selling platform, whether it be Amazon or Etsy or any of the other ones, small, large, or whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter whatsoever. If the name of the person or any other aspect on that label is not in Roman letters or Arabic numbers, it's coming back to you. Label's been used. You'll have to pay again. As far as I can see, as far as I've ever been able to deal with, the post office will not ship this one back out like this. Yeah, I could take off the sticker and try to do something, but I already had the information written on there, and that, again, still wasn't good enough. Now, one thing that I see a lot of folks on eBay especially doing is shipping to all sorts of different addresses, even if it wasn't in their payment notice. Hey, I gave you the wrong address. Can you ship it to here? Hey, can you do this? Hey, can you do that? It goes just along with people trying to get you to ship things to other countries in just a regular envelope, which bypasses legal laws and which can get you in trouble. Everything you do online these days on a platform, if you're shipping it through a platform, is visible to probably government agents in almost any country out there. eBay has said that there's certain agencies that already have access to this. So if you're trying to ship stuff media mail that's not media mail, or you know, trying to ship overseas items just to get a sale and voiding and bypassing import-export rules, you're going to get some issues sometime in the future, and there will be enough proof going through the site that you use to ship the items on to prove that. You know, I've had people tell me that they got flagged and on and on and on for doing stuff like that. Now, this isn't necessarily eBay's fault. eBay didn't make the rule. But again, it's something in the past that wouldn't have been an issue. Now, obviously, I have no issues with following the rules. I didn't realize that they had changed it or turned it into such a strict policy going forward with just the simple aspect of a name. I can understand an address, a street name, or something that, you know, you may need to have the English aspect to it, especially if it's going through like eBay's hub or something. You would think that something like that would have been blocked from actually being able to happen. So there are folks that have the ability to create an account with a name on their account which is impossible to ship to from this country. And in this case, this is something I couldn't put in an envelope, a regular envelope, even if I wanted to, because of the size of the item, the shape of it, the fragileness. It's got, you know, bubble wrap and 2 sheets of thick cardboard wrapped around it and the whole works to make sure it gets there right. Some of these shipments, like something like this, could also cost you 18 bucks, 19 bucks. And it just depends on where it's going and the weight of the item. Even small items like this, if you ship it the legal means with the import-export forms on it. So I would suggest canceling these orders, as I said. I would also suggest following all the rules on what you can ship and how you can ship it. Just like the folks that are using priority mail and shipping boxes supplied for free by the post office, turning them inside out, putting paper on the outside to use them for free shipping material. Those sorts of things, if you get caught, there are warnings on many of those, especially if you have them shipped. Just like nowadays, if you're shipping on eBay, for an example, and you're shipping media items, there is a legal warning at the bottom before you actually purchase the labels, if you did not know that. So if you're going in, you're going to see it. It's going to tell you that there are criminal and civil penalties for using a service or property of the U.S. Postal Service for means that are not allowed by the stated use. If this box is stated for priority mail, you better darn be using it for priority mail. They could penalize you. There could be criminal liabilities. There could be fines and all that sort of thing. I know people say, hey, they're not going to get caught, or it's supposed to be free for whatever reason. That's not the case. All that can get you in trouble. So always keep it on the up and up, and always look out for addresses, names, anything on a label that's not written in, you know, regular Roman letters or Arabic numbers. If you don't, you're going to get hit. It's going to cost you some money, and there won't be much of a way to recoup it as well. I don't think a week goes by where we don't get somebody asking us to shove an item going overseas in a regular envelope for just $2 or $3 bucks. Happens all the time, and again, that's something that you can't do because there's merchandise in that envelope. Those envelopes are for correspondence and not for merchandise. Doesn't matter that the item that you're sending to someone overseas only costs $3 and shipping is 17 to 20 bucks. That's just the fees it costs to ship that item. The price of the item that they bought has no bearing whatsoever in how much it's going to cost to ship it. It doesn't go by the size of the item or how much the item costs. It goes strictly by the size and the weight of the package going out. You can't attach as well the import-export forms to the outside of a regular envelope. Again, because a regular envelope is for correspondence, and that is the only thing it's supposed to be used for. Now, there are some cheaper economy versions where you can still send a few things to a few different countries for a reasonable price, like Canada and UK. They have added a new rate. It does show up if you look inside PayPal, and Pirate Ship as well. I do believe I've seen it in there too, but I don't think I've seen it on eBay, or I haven't had the need to look. But that's something else to think about. eBay isn't the only source to print stuff. As long as you're printing it legit, it doesn't really matter where you print the label at. You do get better benefits if you print it off eBay, because it means that it's tracked and everything's through there, and it's pretty much a bona fide. eBay can't come back and say, hey, it's not shipped correctly or whatever the case, because it's shipped through their platform. But anyway, that's what I have for you today. Hopefully that gave you some ideas, some thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell all your friends.
Sounds like you've accidentally invented a thermochemical energy source.
A scientific wonder becomes a nightmare.
Someone's walking around with enough explosive to turn the city into a pancake.
A power that could mark the beginning of the end for the $6 million man.